All right, and a very good evening to you out there in Streamline Land and also AM 1710, which I understand the transmitter is on tonight. So this is pretty exciting. This is almost very exciting for me. You know, I've been at this station for, I've been here since January 17th. So this is actually show 30 of Make Art, Make Music, Make Love. Your host, of course, being Sid Yiddish. You know that man about town like Lamont Cranston, from The Shadow, Anyway, that was the show beforehand, but tonight I feel pretty darned lucky because this is my last show for the year, and then we're gonna go to bed, as they say, for a little bit, just so we can pick out a different slot and a different time, and but tonight I'm really lucky. I really feely. Yes, I feel very lucky. Yeah, that's touchy-feely there. Yeah, okay. This is what happened. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can hear them in the background, folks. I'm really fortunate to have the goods here tonight.
Hello.
Yeah, there they are. That's
Can you hear us both here?
yeah, I think we can. Let's see. I think I can. Nice. I think I can. Yeah.
Check it.
Yeah, check it. We hear him just fine.
Hello, I am Rory Carlin.
Yeah.
Esteban Colon.
We are the goods. We are here, and much love.
Yeah. So so they are here with us, and I know we started a little bit late here, but it is my last show of the year, as I said. Because on Tuesday we have that New Year's thingy going. So, and that's what everybody gets out there, and they're kind of wasted, and they kind of do their thing.
Amateur night. It's amateur night.
Amateur night. Yeah, I think that's what the cops say too. So while they're setting up here, I am going to play something of theirs. Here it is. And I think they want me to play this song. It's called Troy, and this is from is this their new album, guys?
This is from the new album, Contaminated People.
All right,
Troy.
All right, that's great. So this is called Troy, and you were listening to Make Art, Make Music, Make Love, and with your host Sid Yiddish, and kind of watch out there, Rory. You're not going back to your old ways, I hope, are you?
No, sir.
All right, and folks, if you want to call us, you want to call us and ask a question to the boys here.
Please call.
Yeah, the number is 773-217-3844. Now I have to tell you though, since we are live on the transmitter tonight, and for the very first time, I will request no cussing because I will cut you off. That's not it's policy.
We don't need to swear, people.
Yeah.
We don't need to
Do not. We've had quite the time when people have done that. So, but anyway, let's get into music, shall we? So this is Troy from the Goods here on Q4 Radio. All right, and that was Troy. And so this is live radio, folks.
In the meantime, I'll say hello to people out there. What's up to Gherkin? Elizabeth Hall, X, Rabble, anyone else that's listening?
Now, folks, I have to tell you how I met these guys. I'm trying to remember who I met first. I think it was Esteban. I met Esteban first. He was with, at the time when I met him, he was with that Waiting for the Bus crowd, those...
Waiting for the Bus poetry collective.
Those
Mad respect, waiting for the bus.
What respect? They had a bus, and then on the back it says "Weirdo." I still have my shirt.
Nice.
So I still wear it, and I come out and it looks like a potato chip on me now, but and I remember those days, and I just remember those guys were just a bunch of strange guys, but you, sir, was
I'm a strange
the quiet.
guy.
You were the quietest, and probably maybe I don't want to. Guess I'm going to say this on the air. That probably means they're all listening, and they'll say, "Aha! See, I knew it about that Sid guy." Probably the straightest one of them all,
The quietest are always the strangest. You have to remember that.
I mean, George Harrison was like that too, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't like the
comparing
Beatles.
you
So
to George, of course, but
official statement: I do not like the Beatles. There we go.
Oh boy, you're glad you're on the other side of the mic.
Yes, sir.
there.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes, sir.
getting it early.
Yeah. You'll never work in this town again.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I've already been there.
Yeah. Well, you're only talking to Beatles aficionado.
Of course. And it's not that they are great, but as a child, as a child,
choose your words.
I was
Grabbing shovels, digging deeper.
so our room was in the basement, and Breakfast with the Beatles was on every morning. Sunday was the only day we got to sleep in.
Yeah.
And the old man would take those old 70s, 80s speakers and put them over the vent that was right above my bed and blast Breakfast with the Beatles. And I just couldn't do it.
Wow.
Wow. So,
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so Rory, we met. Where? How did we meet, Rory? Do you remember how we met?
I don't. I think we killed a hobo and
Yeah, we probably
buried
did,
him somewhere.
Well, you're from Homeward Flosser, my old neighborhood.
Hwood?
My
Yes,
old
yes,
neighborhood,
Hwood.
and
Dirty
you're from
Burbs,
Chicago
Dirty
Heights.
Burbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, where my old neighborhood is. And as I grew up in Park Forest, I was born at Engels Memorial in Harvey.
Nice. Ingalls. Shout out to Marta.
Yeah.
And my ma, she used to rock Ingles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My early family, I'd say my early family, because I've got a later family too. I grew up in we grew up in Park Forest, and we moved north. But my grandfather was a trustee for the Village of Park Forest from 62. No, let me think here. 60 to 68, because he passed in 1970. So I just remember there's pictures of him being in the parade and in the convertible, in the open convertible from like 65 or something. Yeah, exactly. Just waving and stuff like that.
Right.
That was my Grandpa Leo. But anyway, so that's where I came from. But this is about you. So how did we meet, Rory?
I believe I just heard you around and you were looking for a percussionist.
Yeah.
And I dug your stuff.
Yeah.
And I came out and did some shows.
Yeah.
You know,
the one we talk about with you.
Oh goodness.
The one we talk about with you the most was the one.
It was here.
Yes, it was here.
Yeah,
it was here where that fight enveloped on the stage.
Oh,
remember, with Clay.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
and everybody thought it was planned.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And of
Okay,
course-
well then yes it was. It was planned.
Yeah.
Just part of the show.
Yeah, it was part of the show, and everybody, it's funny because that sort of myth legend sort of follows me around. I get more hecklers at my shows, and more things like that happen at my shows than for Candy Star Henchman shows than anything. So you kind of helped fuel it, my friend. So,
Great. Well, like I said, it was a great show.
Yeah, it
Just
was.
at the time, it didn't turn out the right way, and
Yeah,
and that was
that's
that.
what,
We had done some shows before that, like Really Wonderful. But things happen, and
Yeah, exactly. So
the madness that I create, follows me around. It
well,
happens.
you good comeback there, man.
Good comeback. So
Absolutely.
So how did you two guys meet?
How did we meet? I'm trying to think back. If I remember correctly, it was at a cafe in Homewood.
Yeah. Open mic nights.
Open mic nights.
Open mic nights. I would see him read, and always loved the poetry. Always loved what Esteban was bringing to the table, and kind of just. It almost was. I personally was creating something new. We were doing something new, and I wanted to bring Esteban in.
Yeah.
Because we had met years before, the goods or any of this started.
Yeah, sure. I was in bands. He was doing his thing.
So, I would periodically check out his bands when they were doing shows. He would periodically check out me when I was doing shows. And like you were about to say, you wanted to work on your new art project.
Yeah. The goods started out as an experiment. I mean, it wasn't. We didn't even know if this was going to exist. I had
actually a plug-in.
Yeah,
Remember? At first, I was supposed to come in, do 2 tracks, and he was supposed to team up with, the Super
whoever
Friends
else.
or wherever he was.
Yeah,
gonna
whoever
find
else.
people.
Putting together a record with random artists from the area, and kind of just we started writing, and it just clicked. We literally started in my house in the Heights, sitting around an old TV.
Yeah.
Sound system was terrible. Had a couple of disregarded beats from a friend of mine, Filth Cat, who makes our beats now. Gave us a bunch of stuff he wasn't using. And I was like, I can use these. Brought Esteban in, and it just worked.
And that's prescription strength
That's
right there.
yeah, that's the whole first record, Prescription Strength. It just worked out, and then after that, we were like, wait a minute, hold on, we can,
we were having too much fun
yeah, we were having
sometimes.
too much
Yeah.
fun, and then it was just super kill, and it was on.
So was that? I'm curious because I do know that area fairly well. Was that cafe like on Dixie Highway?
Yeah. The cafe.
Oh man, we were doing
Because we
175th and Dixie. We were doing
Yeah.
the old Buzz Cafe.
The
Bring
Buzz
it back.
Cafe.
I would watch him play, and I actually have, and I'll try to find it. I have a film. I filmed him reading a poem in the alleyway. That was the first time that really turned me on to him. But that's where we met.
Yeah.
In reality, that's where we met.
Which was really cool for me and really kind of strange at the same time because you're chilling out with your friends, Buzz Cafe, whatever. Everyone's having a good time, and I kind of knew him, and he was like, "We got to go to the alley." I'm like, "What?" He goes, no. I have this idea for this spot. I really want to record you doing something. I'm like, "What?" He goes, No, your poems." I'm like, "Okay, let's do this."
Right. Nothing dirty. Even though the poem was dirty.
That happens.
Yeah, so,
Poetry is what it is.
So that's
So-
kind of where we met.
Yeah.
Just on the scene
So
together.
what year was that? Do we know?
Oh my gosh, that was 05.
Was that 05?
05 for sure.
Yeah,
sure.
something like that, because that was before I had, ever came up north to any of the shows.
Yeah, and that was when I was still in a band, Clock Theory. So that was 05. I wasn't even doing poetry. I wasn't doing rap. I was in a hardcore band. Making.
Weren't you doing? Was it PQ? Is that what you're referring to?
that-
Or that was another.
that was-
that
No,
before-
this
that was after.
PQ was when the debacle show happened here.
Oh yeah.
And I quit that band just because things weren't working out. But no, that was 05 when we first met, but then didn't actually reconnect till last year. Almost.
Yeah.
I mean, the Goods have only been together for a year, about a year.
Yeah, about a year or so.
Yeah.
And then I know, of course, Esteban, you've got a new book out, and
Yes.
yes, and this is called "Things I Learned the Hard Way."
It's my first full-length collection. It's from Plainview Press. It's about, roughly 100 poems or so. And I love it. It's a 3-part beast.
Yeah, it's a great looking book. I mean, it's definitely one that you can stick down to the coffee table.
Sure,
And,
sure.
Read. I don't want to say in 10 minutes, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to
No,
do,
no,
I'm not
no,
gonna
no,
do
no.
that to you.
No, it's not a bathroom book. as I
No,
like to
no.
say.
Oh, yeah, he knew the reference right there. That's that's the one you usually. That's the one that the DIY is where you write it on the toilet paper.
Sure.
And then you throw it out the window. But
As they go, you read.
And all kidding aside, I've always admired your work. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. And I know we, with that crazy group, we don't want to see eye to eye, but
I like that there was no description for that. It was just that.
Sometimes hands and faces do everything you need them to do. Sorry,
yeah.
Radioland.
Yeah, well, it's the hand signal thing. It's a Sid Yiddish specialty to do physical gestures. So for folks, I was basically conducting them. That's what I was doing. Is what I do best.
As always.
But speaking of which, would you guys like? I think you wanna. Would you like to play something?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to start out with? Are we starting off with?
Lex, I think we're gonna start out with the
Yeah.
goods, something goods
Yeah, how about
first. Do we have levels? Can we kind of do a little?
Why don't we do a test run here?
Okay.
Let's see what we can do here.
Okay, because I think the beat needs to be louder. And
Yeah.
I think you,
Folks, just in case you've joined us, you are listening to Make Art, Make Music, Make Love with your host Sid Yiddish, and this is program 30, and I've got the goods here in the studio, and they are live, and it's Esteban Colon on, I hope I've got that correct.
Cologne.
Cologne.
If you
Not-
want to
not
get
colon, but
if you want to get really fancy.
Colon's right here.
I
Right?
can't hear him. By the
You
way,
can't hear him?
no, we can
Let's see.
get his vocals a little louder, and
see.
we definitely need that beat a little louder. I know that for a fact.
Let's see. Can we? How does that sound? I think that's about as loud.
Let's say check 1 2.
Check 1 2.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
hear what
That's good.
I think he's gonna
Yeah.
get.
La da da da.
Yeah.
That's good.
Folks, this is, of course, this is the last show of the year, and this
Last show of the year.
The show is going to go to bed. That's what he said. That's correct.
Yes.
Until
We're all going to go to
sometime
bed.
next year when we get it all squared away. And shouts out to everybody listening. I think
Much love to everyone that supports the goods.
That guy Joel Switzer, I know from Panama City, Florida, is listening. I'm very sure of that.
Hello, Joel. How are you?
Yeah. I think that guy from Australia is probably listening too. So you got
Nice.
fans. You got fans.
Hey,
far away, so,
we just, like I said, much love to anyone that supports the goods. We love you all. Without them, I mean, what do we have to write about?
All right.
Fair
So
enough.
what?
So I think we're gonna kick off with the first track off our new CD,
All right.
and that's "Contaminated People."
all right, that's fine.
So
This track's called Televised.
All right, that's
Incredible. That's really incredible.
Thank you. Can I get a little more of Esteban?
Yeah. How much?
Just on his mic? That's all I need.
just a little bit more. The
I've got him as much as I can get.
We can? Oh, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
so-
I'm good.
I
I'm
just get
good.
louder.
That's fine. No, we're good. So the next one we're gonna do is off the first record, Prescription Strength.
okay.
There's actual a video for it.
Well, before we do that,
Oh, sure,
before
sure.
we do
My
that,
fault, my
I've
fault.
got some questions,
Yes,
especially
questions.
for Esteban.
Right on.
I've never seen you rap before, or is that what that's what you're doing? Is that
Yeah,
fair to say?
it's fair to say.
Yeah,
goods are hip-hop.
that's-
It is
that's-
poetry, but it is
It's
hip-hop.
incredible. I've never seen you do this before, and this is like this whole new side of you. It's just really no, really. I mean it. It's really incredible. I mean, I've seen you do your poetry and stuff and poetry
Yeah.
but I've never seen this side of you, and it's really a breath of fresh air.
It's beautiful.
Seriously,
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Well, most of my stuff, we're in this time period where it's mostly blank verse, and you're just kind of you're running with it, but it doesn't sound the same to music. I've done a lot of open mics.
Yeah.
And in the city, when you're doing open mics and you're in front of a poetry crowd, you do poetry things and poetry people get it. But then you go and you do music open mics, and it's a completely different beast. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so I've been in the South Burbs doing music open mics, like some of the ones that you'll see MG Bailey rocking.
Tin Ceiling,
Going over
every
to
other
Tin Ceiling,
Saturday.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And I started, moving more towards what the sound of the music is, finding more rhymes that kind of fit together naturally, that sort of thing.
So you guys, you guys are from the south suburbs. So
Sure,
Yeah.
Dirty Burbs.
Now, yeah, well, that too. But what I want to know is now there's a difference between the north and the south.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Of course, of
and
course.
of course. Now, what if any is the culture like out there in the south suburbs? Because here it's all over the place.
You want to go first?
Well, we say dirty burbs for a reason. Like, it's one of those things where you want to talk about the beauty, but you also have to talk about the ugly at the same time. When I was growing up, you had communities where you could sit out on the porch and everyone could relax during the summer, and you're all BSing with your friends, and then the next day you're inside the front house and you're moving people away from the windows because the police are raiding the building across the street.
Yeah.
So it's like, you go to the park with your kids and they're playing, and then you see crackheads running football patterns down the street. You have all these different things. So why, we're talking dirty burbs here.
Yeah, when we say that, it's just a strange thing because you have these towns where there's quote unquote money and there's these things, but at the same time there's lots of drugs, there's lots of madness, there's lots of strange things that happen, and he's from the Heights, I'm from Homewood. They're all kind of the same kind of weird island where where I live, you drive 5 minutes and you can buy rocks on the corner.
Yeah.
It's madness. It's nice as it is. It's also it's crazy. There's just this weird dark kind of Eeyore cloud,
Yeah.
hanging over it.
Yeah.
As beautiful as it is still very dark, and there's lots of madness.
And I just
And,
remember,
you know-
Home and Flossmoor as being that sort of quote unquote beautiful suburb, kind of like
Sure,
the way
sure,
kind of like
sure.
the way Evanston is.
Sure,
is, and it's the same thing almost.
Yeah.
Sure, but at the same time, you've got, like I said, you can. There's all these things happening. It's very nice, looking from the outside.
Yeah.
Living there is a different
A
situation.
beautiful suburb means they can buy the nicer
know.
drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why we
sure,
call
sure.
it dirty burbs, man. It's not the city, but it's
I'd
at the same time it's pretty much madness.
I'd
you know?
almost ask and venture to guess: is it the same way in Olympia Fields and Countryside? And
Sure.
Well,
now I know I'm not now, folks. I just want to let you know out there, I'm not advocating this stuff.
No,
I'm just
no,
I'm
none of
very
us
curious
are.
to know.
Well, the way the suburbs are. It's very kind of segregated. Where you'll be like, let's say you're in Olympia Fields in this massive house. You go like Rory said, maybe 5 blocks one way, and it's like you entered a completely different location.
And you buy rocks on the corner. It's madness. you
Yeah,
know?
like you know what town you're in. You know what area of what town you're in. It's apparent the moment you're there, because they have very solid lines.
Yeah.
You cross.
It's no different in the city. City's the
Yeah.
same thing.
You cross
All of a
like-
sudden,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
you're in
Chicago.
It's like two
$100,000 condos,
Right,
and
it's-
then it's
Right, it's 2 blocks up.
You know,
You're
yeah.
safe, and 2 blocks up, you're not safe. And
Yeah.
2 blocks east, you watch.
No
your
one
back,
is
and
safe
then
anywhere.
2 blocks west, it's like la di da. I think Evanston's the same way. I mean, definitely, I know that in my neighborhood, specifically where I live in, I like to call it Millionaire Row because
Millionaire
there's-
Row.
because it's nothing but millionaire houses.
Sure, sure.
It's like that. But then if you go up by the high school, you got to watch your back. And I know because I lived by the high school for many years, and it's like that. So it's kind of depends where you go. The further west you go, it gets worse. The further east you go, you're okay.
What it comes down to is the goods was born in the Heights. I happened to be living there at the time, and he's from there, 15th Street.
Yeah.
And we just happened to get together in this house.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, we're
Staring at a crappy TV.
crappy
Playing an old
TV,
CD player.
terrible sound system, just writing.
So
You know.
when you write, what kind of stuff are you generally writing about?
Really just life experiences for the most part. A vast majority of the stuff, is things in the past that linger. Relationships that didn't work out, stressors you're dealing with because you don't have enough money, or you're still stuck in old habits that are really tearing you down. Maybe even periodically things we're hopeful about. Just whatever the music is kind of pulling out.
So I mean, granted, now you're a hip hop band, or duo, or whatever you'd like to call yourselves. But my question is, do you think there's a narrow scope of vision for what you do? Now, let me explain that. Let me explain that a little bit, so you know, and you're not freaking out too much. Yes, because most of it's about either drugs or calling your women names that you shouldn't be calling them, or I mean the kind of rap I used to hear in the 80s was like my favorite stuff was the funny stuff. There was I can't remember the guy's name, but there was I heard it on NUR years ago. I still have it on tape. It was something about a cockroach, just
Maybe like Dr. Octagon or
that's right,
something
right.
like
So
that.
Cockroaches were in the walls, and then they were playing the piano, and the cockroach played the piano. It just sounded funny. So, but
Sure.
what kind of stuff do you do?
For us, honestly, what we write about, everything we talk about is real situations. There are no, we're not sitting around talking about money and women and we sporting this and, bling, bling, bling. We're talking about surviving. We're talking about our real lives. There's actually only one song on the new record that is actually a story, and that would be Mating Season, which is about a female serial killer.
Yeah.
But everything else we talk about are life experiences.
Yeah.
There's no, and rap or hip hop gets put in that category where it's about, calling women this and bling, bling, bling. I'm better than you. We don't do diss rap. We don't make songs where we're disrespecting other rappers or we're, doing anything like that. It's very our life experiences. Anything I'm talking about actually happened. Same with him.
Yeah, and sorry.
No,
I was going to say,
go ahead.
we listen to a wide variety of stuff as individuals. Like, our tastes intersect, but they're not the same.
Right.
Absolutely. Which is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope
And
not.
and we're both huge hip-hop fans, and we search out for the sort of stuff that you're talking about seeing in the past. Like, we want to hear the weird, we want to hear the interesting. I don't care if you're gonna say the same 5 words over and over again on the radio. Like, I don't want to hear that.
It's 7.
Right,
It's 7.
right.
You can't.
Versace.
Don't even say.
I don't even understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, a lot of that stuff is, a lot of the beats are really great, but what they're talking about has absolutely no meaning to me, at least, yo. Like, it has nothing. It's just kind of filler over beats.
Yeah.
And I think that's where our hip hop stands out. Is it's more day to day. How did you describe it? How did you
It's
describe
life. It's personal.
So when audiences see you, I know you get gigs. I do know that. Of
course,
you do. I'm not talking about just open mic and stuff like that. But when you get actual gigs, how do they respond to you? Because if they look at you, you're,
I'm Irish.
I'm
not white. I'm Irish.
I'm not white, I'm Irish. What's that?
I'm not white or Jewish.
Yeah,
Right.
It's definitely. But I think the way hip hop is now, it's not. The guy on the stage has to be gangster.
Yeah.
I might be ghetto, but I'm not gangster. I pay for my 40s and change, but you know what I mean.
But that's change he earned.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So audiences, I really think, really come also to really hear what we have to say. I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. You get a variety of people, and I love that. And that's kind of what we're reaching for. Yeah. When we started, we weren't quite sure what we were.
No.
And we
it was a project. It was like,
maybe we're going to do this, maybe not.
Yeah. So, now, folks, we're just coming up to the top of the hour. Just in case you've just tuned in, you're listening to Make Art, Make Music, Make Love with your host, Sid Yiddish. This is AM 1710. Q4 Radio, that's q4.org/radio, Chicago. It's your home for activism and the arts. And yeah, we have to say that. We have to always do that station identification thing because, this is America and this is
and that's where we are.
We're not physically on the radio, folks. We're not standing on the radio, but are you here?
Well, I'm standing on the radio, Sid. I don't know.
I'm certain you are.
That's why we're having the problem we were having earlier.
Wouldn't put it past you, Rory. But I know you guys are itching to do a song because I can see it. I can totally see.
This is our kinetic energy. We're just gonna bounce around the room.
We just are all over the place.
I can see it by you scratching your belly, Rory. So
hey, that's just a habit.
When he gets
Actually,
really excited, he starts losing clothes. So
a friend of mine.
Yourself lucky.
A friend of mine.
I did the same thing a couple weeks ago. So,
A friend of mine, Ellen, she always says, "Put your shirt down. Why are you always doing this?" I can't. It's just a nervous habit.
I understand. I've got a few of those.
I got them behind the ears. Of my
Oh, you this one.
Nice.
You this one.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing? We doing moving day off?
Yeah, we've done. You know what? Let's hit love songs. We've talked a lot about how things kicked off.
Wait.
Let's do moving day.
Yeah, we're gonna do. This is moving day off Prescription Strength, and actually, there's a video for this song on YouTube you could check out, starring the one and only Karen Elizabeth Hall. This is off the first record. It's a single.
So if you're on your
pretty much it.
if you're on your YouTubes and you're looking for moving day and you can't find it, look for The Goods. If you still can't find it, check out our names. Esteban Colon is an easy name to find.
Yeah, The Goods, Moving Day. Check it out. Well, thank you.
Wow.
again, that's off the first
Prescription
record,
Strength.
Prescription Strength. You can download it for free on our Facebook. Yeah.
Wow.
Great video, man. Great video shot by my little brother, Trent Wexler, starring the one and only Karen Elizabeth Hall. And
Was she in the band? Was she in the band with you initially, or was she?
no, just somebody. Actually, what happened? We had an actress for the video who canceled 11:30 the night before. Midnight the night before.
Well, it happened.
It happens. No problem.
happen.
It's not a problem. No one was mad. It happens. And we just kind of,
She stepped up and decided to
she
help us
stepped up and killed it, man.
Yeah.
Just killed it, so.
So your first album is called
out. Prescription Strength.
Prescription Strength, yes.
And is that a more like is it an internet download kind of thing, or is it more like is it a physical copy as well, or?
It's an internet download. When we first printed it, when it first came out,
Yeah, we handed out a lot of them.
yeah, we had copies galore. We're handing them out to everyone.
Right.
Now it pretty much exists online.
Yeah, there's no more physical copies of that.
Right. Okay. No, that's that's what I was wondering. Now I know you've got a new release.
Contaminated People.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that just came out.
we dropped it the day before Christmas. On the 23rd.
The night before Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that how long did that take to make?
Prescription Strength came in pieces. When we started doing our first shows, when we had finished, Contaminated People came in pieces. When we started doing our first shows off Prescription Strength,
Yeah.
we had already written a couple of songs that are on Contaminated People.
Yeah.
So there was time, arranging the recording of the vocals, getting together with our producer to mix and master, that sort of thing. So,
Alex Stiltz.
Yeah, who works
Mad
magic.
Love?
Yeah.
He is the unofficial fourth Beatle, or fifth Beatle, whatever they call it.
Wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think weren't we talking about this before we went
Yes.
on air about the Beatles? How you cannot stand the Beatles?
Absolutely.
All right. So now you're gonna have to explain this to me.
He's the unofficial, he's the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Pay no attention.
Yeah,
But yet, without
The
him,
Wizard of.
our records would not be what they are. He brings them to life. He does, a lot of. He'll do a guitar solo, or he'll bring this or that in. He is just amazing. Alex Stiltz. He works for Tympanic Records. He does a lot of mixing and mastering for a lot of great bands, and he is just absolutely God. Shall we say?
So now you're telling me that the Beatles are God? Is that what you're?
No, the Beatles are terrible. I will still stand by that statement, Sid. There is not going to be a point where I tell you that they're good.
We're all right, folks.
Which brings you back to where we differ in music.
Exactly. And that's
That-
what the greatest thing is. I don't ever want to be in a band with somebody that likes the same music as me.
No, I haven't cut off your mic yet, Rory. But
Please don't, sir. Please don't.
Seriously,
It's okay. It's okay. You're all right. You're all right with me.
You're just a little diluted. That's all.
It happens.
It makes for better music.
Yeah, that's
what they say. So
Esteban, let me ask you about. You've been a poet for most of your life. Where did you start? Where did you start writing?
I really didn't start writing till I was about 16 or so. And I say that because when I was really young, I was going to be a comic book artist. And that's just the way it was. I was going to be a scientist who drew comics. I didn't really get into poetry until I started stumbling across some modern work. Because I found, I found some Sandra Cisneros, I found some Martin Espada, and I saw like real living people doing things that were kind of jagged and raw. And I was like, this is inspiring. Now I have to search out what I can find, and start writing.
So when you writing and getting into it, how did you get? I'd like to know how you got involved with the the collective? That's what I.
Waiting for the bus?
Waiting for the bus.
Well, I'm actually one of the founding members of
Buddha 309.
and it started with my first feature. What? Man, I love Vito. Vito Carli was doing a show on 18th Street,
Oh yeah.
and I had just become a regular there. And he had gotten a double feature for me and Dina Pope. Dina Pope and I did a double feature there. And the Golden Elvis. He's not going by that name anymore, but the man's amazing. He was a regular there as well. And he had told David, a.k.a. Buddha, hey, there's this guy here, you got to hear him. He's like you, but younger. So David came out, and I talked to him later. Apparently, he had this kind of mellow set. He wasn't sure what he was going to do. I got up there and did mine. He put all that away and brought out all his beefy, angry stuff. Because you can't let this young punk blow up the stage like that. So then he did that stuff.
Yeah.
And I heard him, and I was like, wow, this guy's good. And he heard me, and he was like, man, this guy's good. So I drew a little picture of him, and I gave it to him. Because I think I did a lot more of that back then.
Yeah.
I would write poems for people or write pictures for people and just hand them out. Hey, I like you. Hey, I don't like you. Just whatever.
Yeah. So that was in the early 2000s, or was that?
That was mid 2000s.
Mid 2000s. Okay.
So we met there. We started talking. I found out he did a show. So I became a regular at his show, and we'd drink afterwards. Mm-hmm. And then there kind of started a grouping of people who would drink afterwards and just kind of hang out. And one night, after Buddha, Matt Barton, and I were over at Charlie's show, his Tuesday night show that he used to do, we went out to Dunkin' Donuts to grab something to eat.
Oh yeah, over there on the corner of was it Lincoln and Foster, right?
Yeah, right over at Lincoln and Foster. And we're trying to figure out what we were doing. It's we're kind of a grouping of people. We're a collective. What is this? So we said, you know what? We're a collective. It's the Waiting for the Bus Poetry Collective, and we're going to try to promote each other and put out books and just do all sorts of insanity. And that's really what happened.
Yeah.
We sat down. We said, hey, the three of us were hey, we're doing this. And I think everyone will be on board, and then we talk to everybody else, and everyone's like, yeah, play, good times. And that's really what happened.
So, and the collective's been around for how long? What? Is it safe to say at least 10 years? A little bit longer?
Not 10 years yet, a little less.
Yet? Okay.
We're maybe creeping up on 7 or something like that. Actually, we just had the 5th anniversary of Exact Change Only.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe that was one of the first projects we started working on. So I'd say it's about 6 years old.
Yeah, I seem to recall because I think I was in one of.
Yeah, you're in one of the issues.
Yeah. I think the one with the handcuffs on it. I don't know why, but I think that's the one. It's the cover with the handcuffs, I think.
I'm not sure.
That's the one I seem to recall I was in. That's the one. I don't know why, but that figures for me, I suppose. I don't know why, but it just does. But over the years, so the collective it started from initially you four, which would be Buddha, yourself, Matt, and Charlie.
Well, Charlie's always been down and around. He wasn't at the quote meeting that started
you initial
it.
3, but you brought more people into the collective as it goes. Is there a specific membership that you look for, or
really what we have always wanted it to be is if you're down to sit at a bar with the person and they want to be a part, they're a part. It was always intended to be something where you can just know there's this group of people to lean on for support in whatever endeavors you have.
Right, so it's kind of like the Mickey Mouse Club in a way.
Oh, kind of, I guess so.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
just in that sense of sort of the club where you sort of do things together. You sing together, and you play together, and you eat together, and you do other things together.
Well, it's more I see it more like an orbiting position. You go and you're doing whatever the heck you do.
Right.
And just know that this thing's around if you need it.
Right.
And, we're going to play games and do random crazy things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, as long as we're talking about poetry, I know you have a book, of course. It's called Things I Learned the Hard Way.
Oh, yeah.
And it just came out.
Just came out. It's from Plainview Press.
Yeah.
I tend to sell them whenever I'm out at locations.
Is that Indy? Where is Plainview based out of?
I do not remember.
Is it?
It should be inside. It is. They're out of Texas.
Texas, great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're out of Austin. They're on 34th Street.
So yeah, Plainview Press out of Texas. They've taken good care of me. You know, I'm on the Amazons and the interwebs, and you can find me.
Right.
If you don't end up going to like poetry shows or goods concerts, but it's a beautiful book.
It is, and folks, I can vouch for that because it looks like a sort of a palish blue, and the writing is sort of a white cloud kind of stylistic for the style for the book, and I'm assuming that's Esteban on the cover when he was a kid. Because he's definitely a lot
It's not him.
Oh, I think it is, because maybe he's a bit more handsome now than this scrawny
Oh,
kid.
nice. That's actually a photograph by a woman named Lisa Combs,
Oh, really?
who is an amazing photographer, who just isn't very well known. She's not doing big shows, and I believe someday she should. I want to see that sort of thing, but she was. I told her the book was coming out. I told her the title, and she sent me a group of pictures.
Yeah.
And it was just like, go ahead and use them. And I was bowled over.
Yeah.
So that's what you're looking at on the cover.
Right, would you like to do will you do a poem?
Yes.
I'd
Yes.
love to.
Just on a lighter note, I've heard that when we are playing, it is sounding completely distorted. So maybe turn down the main volume. Our vocals and the beats are sounding a little much. He said,
right.
"Hello, everyone out there that's listening, and thank you for the text on the sound." But I just heard that the vocals and the beat sounded a little distorted. So,
Okay.
but. I guess in interview form, we're sounding phenomenal. Thank you, Sid.
Oh, sure, Rory. Anything for you.
So, are we gonna do? I say let's do something off of. We're gonna do something now off Esteban's new book, "Things I Learned the Hard Way." I'm gonna play drums, and Esteban is going to kill it, as we like to say.
So let's get my drummer ready. You ready?
Are we doing things I learned the hard way?
Oh, yeah.
Back on the mic here. Folks, in case you'd like to call up here at the radio station, ask the goods a question, our number is area code 773-217-3844, and this is for the contiguous United States, Mexico, Canada, and perhaps you have a calling card in your country, you can do it, or you can put a question up for us on Facebook, and we'll, on my page, Sid Yiddish, and you can, I will certainly get to it. We don't have to be shy. So here we go. Here's the goods.
Kick it off. A concise list of things I've learned the hard way. 1. Don't play gay chicken with a gay man who's attracted to you. 2. Don't play straight chicken with your best friend's girl. 3. No matter how cool you are as friends, don't ever go to a wedding with someone you've honestly considered marrying. 4. No one understands you completely. No one. 5. Do not piss off a Latina without having either A, the mother of all apologies, or B, some place to move to where no one knows your name. 6. No one is completely alone. 7. What women say they want and what they actually want are seldom related. 8. Waiting for someone to address their issue with you is the equivalent of waiting for a nearby house fire to reach your home before trying to put it out. 9. A good idea is just a dream diary unless you're willing to put in the work to make it real. And 10. Nothing ever ends. It just becomes a part of whatever's next. Thank you. Thank you.
So hand clapping audience.
Mr. Bond.
So where do you guys where do you come up with your beats for your tunes usually? Now, I'm not talking about necessarily the drum, but when you're creating your beats.
For the Goods Records, our good friend Filthcat makes all of our beats. He makes his own hip hop. He's actually pretty much my inspiration. He is a phenomenal artist, writer, and all around good person. He makes our beats. We kind of just get together in this basement in Homewood at my mother's house. Hey, Mom. And, write. All of the good songs start out as improv. Then we write to that.
Yeah, just playing music way too loud, nodding our heads to it. But yeah, everything is a Filth Cat production. We go to his house, he plays us stuff he's not using, and we steal everything that we think was cool.
We take as many beats as we can.
I steal everything.
We take as many beats as we can, and like off the last record, Contaminated People, we walked out of his house that day with 20 beats. The 11 beats you hear and the 11 songs you hear on that track or on that record are from Filth Cat. He does it for us.
Okay.
We write to that.
So you talked about you improvise a lot. That's correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, speaking of improvisation, woo, look at this. Pretty good. All right. Now he's doing. Now he's pulling.
Sorry.
Now he's pulling a Sid Yiddish. So.
Pulling the Sid Yiddish.
Yeah, that's
what?
Yeah. All right, folks. He's getting a little. It's a little humid in here, so he's just kind of relaxing just a bit. Yeah, disrobe. Anyway,
Everybody knows me out there in Radio Land. I have no shirt on. No big deal.
all right. So you're very good at improvising, and no, I don't know if I'd want to. Maybe. Anyway.
Sid.
Anyway, so you guys are good at improvising, right?
I'd
To an
say I'm
extent, yeah.
mediocre.
Yeah, we do it.
But,
So
you know.
if I asked you to improvise a song, just
We'll give it a shot.
I'm thinking maybe towards the end of tonight.
Well,
Are you thinking now?
I'd like to see something now.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the subject matter though.
Okay.
Sure.
I want you.
You got a beat?
Well, any beat you want. And how about? I'd like you to maybe sing a song about, and you do it any style you want, about Australia.
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 Yeah.
Jeez. How about we just give you improv?
You mean just straight up?
I mean, personally, I wouldn't. I would.
acapella?
I got no problem doing some improv, but we got, I don't know.
I know you have things that are programmed, but
Yeah.
can you do it? Can you do it like a cappella?
I don't
Is that
know.
too
Something
hard
a
for you?
cappella?
I mean,
Yeah. Is that too hard for you?
nothing's too hard, but it's a problem of. I mean, we make hip hop, so if there's no beat and stuff,
Well,
I mean-
can you do straight like? Let me do it this. Let me do it this way.
You know
How
what?
about
you
this,
got,
Sid?
You got the
How about
djembe.
this? How about
you
this?
got the djembe.
All right.
How about we finish a couple more songs that we have
All right,
planned,
that's fine. That's fine.
and at the end of the night we go straight improv.
You got the djembe.
Okay. All right. He wants to keep it.
Is that good?
Yeah. He wants
Is
to
that
keep it.
good?
He wants to
Okay.
keep it rolling. Okay.
Because we got this
All right.
song "Prodigal" we want to play.
All right. Well, and the way I roll too is that I'll throw you a curve sometimes. So that,
Of course.
That's the way I do things, folks. So that's just how I am. That's the nature of my beast.
And he is a beast, people. Trust me.
Well, you're
Your potch there is,
Hey.
Is pretty close to mine.
This
so-
is time. All right. This is not
It's living.
Yes.
That's what it is.
life.
It's I'd say it's not a
I
six,
do enjoy a drink or
it's not
two.
a six pack. It might be a keg. It's close to a keg, maybe.
It's about a keg and a half.
I'm not sure, but so anyway, yeah. What's the next song you want to do?
This is called Prodigal. And this is off the new record, Contaminated People. And yeah.
Okay, you're on. Aorta behind the shoe.
Yeah.
That's the one lyric line that just is so. It's so out. Oops, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
That's all right.
I know.
It's just love songs for the
That's-
dead.
So
No big deal.
aorta behind the shoe.
Tell me
Where that line came from.
Well, it's aorta dragged behind your shoe. It's you have someone who leaves who means just so much to you that it. I could say you ripped my heart out. I felt there was an empty chunk there, but
Right.
but it was the leaving that does it. So it's like my aorta is tied to your shoe. You're dragging it with you as your feet walk away.
It's just an incredible line. It's
Thank you.
you walk. It's just like straight out, and it's just really a really great line. That's I think. When I thought of it, I just started smiling, started laughing too, because it's just like it's just a brilliant line. It's just a brilliant line.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Folks, you are, of course, listening to Make Art, Make Music, Make Love with your host, Sid Yiddish.
This is, of course, AM 1710 Q4 Radio, q4.org/radio. It's your, in Chicago, your home for activism and the arts. And, we are
Live tonight.
with the goods, and we're also live on the transmitter for the very first time. So in case perhaps...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is...
Radio,
we've been talking...
live transmission.
They've been talking about it for ages, and
And now it's
Okay.
here.
Yeah, now
Well,
it's actually here.
It's
So, of
probably
course,
because the goods came and,
that's
kinda,
right. Well, sure. The goods came to bless it. So,
And Sid, if it wasn't for you, we would not be able to bless the thing.
well, that's yes, you're right. I'll leave it.
Can we,
I'll leave it at that.
Can we do another track off the new record?
Of course you
Before
can.
we start talking again.
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, so I don't know. I was getting some text from people that love us that was a little distorted, so I'm hoping we're good now.
Right.
No. I think we're good now. I just think, in either way, deal with it, people. It's the radio,
That's right. That's right.
you know.
You tell 'em.
So, so we're gonna do a track. This is off the new record too, Contaminated People. It's called 12 Step. And like I said, we write about what we know.
All right. So what is this one about, though?
Drinking entirely too much.
Life.
Oh, so this is your previous life. Is that correct?
Well, it's not previous life. It's life.
okay,
It's actually, to be honest with you, and this blows me away. This man right over here, Esteban, can outdrink me any day of the week, which is blowing me away
You know
at
what?
all
I have
times.
a story about that, but let's do the song first, and I'll tell you a good story about drinking.
I mean, geez, I can drink, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I've seen it.
quiet
I've
ones that
seen it.
get you.
I've seen it firsthand. So
Yes, you have, sir. Yes, you have, sir. But yeah, this is called 12 Step, and much love, the goods.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Dad's party in the studio.
Wow. Wow. So that's about drinking, is it?
Partially.
It's more about life.
Well, we're talking about blood dripping from blades. Is that really about drinking, or is that the illusion?
Well, that I can tell you what that
Yeah.
quote's about.
Okay.
That has a lot of our vocals, a lot of our lines have a lot of double meanings. So when I say I never look away, I leave the blood on the blade, it has two meanings. It has one to do with I used to be a cutter. I used to cut myself a lot, as you can see.
Yeah, I can see.
And two, gangs in New York. When his father is dying and he says, "Don't look away, son, leave the blood on the blade."
Yeah.
So we have a lot of double meanings in our lyrics, which I think is good. You know, and also our lyrics leave you with your own meaning. So I don't know what it means for you when I say never look away, leave the blood on the blade. But
I'm actually, if we can talk. You're okay if I ask you a
Sure,
question
yeah,
about
yeah.
the
Whatever you want.
about the.
everyone,
Okay,
I have no problem with
What,
anything.
if you don't mind, how did you get away from that?
Spent 7 days in a mental hospital. Just kind of got away from it because I'm harming myself. You know,
Right, right, of course.
there's these
You know,
things. There's these things in life, man, and sometimes talking to someone about it or drinking.
Right.
Or doing drugs
Right.
can't solve it.
So right. So this is more therapeutic for you than anything.
Oh, it
else.
was. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're looking at me right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at you right now.
You know,
It's like, wow.
it is what it is. I have no shame in that, and I have no problem talking about it. So it is what it is. That is another thing about the Goods music is we say what we want to say. Our lyrics are very real and very about our lives. So as much as it's a quote from Gangs in New York,
Right.
it's also a quote from my own life.
Right.
Which is
so let me bring it back. Let me bring this
Sure,
back to you.
sure,
So when you're appearing before an audience and you take off your shirt and they see that,
I really never do.
Well, oh, you
Actually,
don't. Oh,
no, no.
So you're taking your shirt off for me. That's
Well,
all right.
Sid, for you, anything. I'm actually hot in here today.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I do.
yes, you are hot.
I guess I do sometimes,
Yeah.
but I don't ever. It's summer, you know. I'll do it, and people ask me, and I have no problem with that. This is not a cat. You know what I mean?
That'd be an awful big. That'd be an awful big.
Yeah, you know, this across my chest here. I mean, I was in
Yeah,
the
that's
hospital for 7 days in October. You know what I mean? Locked up. So you know, these are things that happen.
Right.
It also makes the music, man. It is what we are, man. We are people that write about our real lives, you know, and trying to hide that or trying to, you know, all I know is writing about my life, and this man, as Esteban has brought it out for me.
Yeah.
I've worked with a lot of bands, and the Goods itself are pretty much is better than therapy, man.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I totally go with you there too because you know, I mean, my that album that we talked about earlier before we went on the air,
Sure.
Safari Freak Show Adventure. That's about my my major discovery of finding out I have depression and anxiety
Sure.
and manic depressiveness and stuff like that, and that's all about that. And if you just continue to bottle it up and leave it in a bottle or leave it in a frame,
Sure.
and without looking at
Leave it on a page. Leave it in
Right.
ink.
right, then you're not gonna.
Nothing's gonna happen from
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, you don't have to put it back on. You can keep
Oh no! I'm just getting a little chilly now.
Oh, now you're getting chilly. All right. Don't even start. Don't even start that.
So where are we going here, guys?
Yeah, that's a good question. Would you like to read another poem?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Can I? Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, we are going to get you back to that improvising. You know, I haven't
Oh, yeah.
I haven't forgotten that. And
Sid, and you're gonna do a verse too.
oh, am I? you're gonna let me make something up?
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to break it down.
Brother, we're not in here, you know,
Hey, buddy.
to,
I'm
you know.
buddy. I'm running the outfit here.
That is true. That is true.
It's all right. I'll gladly do it. I'll gladly do it.
All right. So, let me grab this mic and go ahead and start banging me out something.
All right.
You always go first.
All right, that's fine.
I don't think about the way my feet push off the ground inside my running shoes as I burn calories on empty streets. I don't think about the looks trying to pull my ears away from earbuds as old songs keep my blood pumping faster. I don't think about the wind trying to dig into bones as trees open arms to reveal thousands of green children waiting for clouds to weep. I don't think about the way a poem wraps around your body, my pen charging mind form till the dog left at home, bounding off furniture when the right words finally open the door. I don't think about grinding teeth, the ears my words fall out of, despite sharp skills that have cleaned messes for too many years. I don't think about how wide my mouth can smile when it's just me and the sun and my legs pumping away. I don't think when I run. I don't think when I run. I don't think when I run. That was called Fresh Air.
Yeah. Now I think I've heard that before. Is that is this something recent or?
It's I've performed it a couple times live.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that one is maybe a year or two old. I
Yeah,
don't.
that's why it sounds familiar to me. So that's why, yeah, it definitely sounds familiar. It's a really great poem.
Thank you. I love the repetition in it. I love, like, when I read it, I feel like I can,
Are you writing? You know, of course you write about life experience, but do you have a favorite style of in your poetry that you write?
I don't think I do. When I was younger, I had met a man named Norm who was amazing, and he pushed me to experiment with a lot of form, experiment with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten to really love repetition styles. I've gotten to love a lot of blank verse, where it'll look like there's nothing really going on, but every line will have the same amount of syllables, or all the stanzas will match each other, and it just whatever works best for the piece. But I love to be able to use the actual form of the poem to say something as well as the words.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
So you're you two are kind of trying to figure out what you're doing. Eh? Is that what you're? That's what you're.
We're plotting.
I'm sorry.
You're plotting the.
I just know we're cutting down to almost 11, and I would not mind doing 2 more live songs if you don't mind.
See. All right, we're pushing the envelope here.
Sorry, Sid. Sorry, Sid.
Hey, listen. It's all right. You gotta plug your stuff. I understand.
Yeah, well,
Believe me, I understand this.
It's what do they say? Shameless promote.
Shameless self-promotion.
That's right. Isn't that Charlie Newman's very famous for that? I think, isn't he?
oh, I love Charlie Newman.
The man rocks, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, a lot of people.
He's my favorite.
There's so many other names, and I don't want to list them all because they're not here tonight, and we're not going to plug them all. We don't have.
If we plugged them all, it would be like the last half hour of the show.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
The first half
we should
hour.
have started.
and the last.
Right, we should have started.
But mad love for waiting for the bus crew, all the fucking open.
Okay, all right. Congratulations, Rory. It's okay. No, Rory, it's okay. It's all right. Rory, it's okay.
No.
It's all right. It's all right. Rory, it's all right. It's all right.
Come out of the corner. It's
I
okay.
want to congratulate you. Seriously, Rory, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right, Rory.
I'm sorry.
I know what you meant to say. Don't worry about it. You're cool. You're cool with me. If anybody's head rolls, it's mine on the bottom. So don't.
Excuse me for swearing.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
It happens, man. It happens.
It totally happens.
I got real excited about all the poets I love.
I know. It happens. We're cool. All right.
Sorry.
So, okay. If you do that one more time, I'll strike you.
Yes. Strike me down.
No. All right.
AKA moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Moving right
right, so
along.
let's do,
That was from my grandma, by the way. Grandma Wexler, love you.
And do you know what Dan Jarvis, by the way?
Oh, of course.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought.
What about him? He's great. He loves the Brian Jonestown Massacre as much as I do.
Okay.
So,
What song would you like to do?
We're thinking of a combination.
right.
Doing the first song that we ever did together,
Oh my God, yes, yes.
and then doing a song off the new disc about loss.
Yes, about a friend,
Yeah.
about a fallen friend, shall we say?
Is that
If you don't mind.
Is that
Sid.
no? I don't mind. Is that Unplug?
That's Love Songs for the Dead and Janice.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But we will play Unplug to close out this evening.
You're gonna do it live?
No,
Oh, okay.
just the version.
Gotcha. Okay.
So right now we're gonna cut Love Songs for the Dead.
Oh yeah,
Originally, actually, isn't this what I wanted to name us?
yeah. We were gonna
If
be.
you can believe
It was
that.
gonna be
What a terrible
this group
name.
called Love Songs for the Dead on an album called Love Songs for the Dead.
And
I was gonna be on this song.
And
Love
Esteban
Songs
goes,
for the Dead.
that can't be the name. That's the name of a song. That's, like, come on, how can we? But it is Love Songs for the Dead.
All right. That was great. That was really great. Just listening to you guys and kind of just kind of mellowing out here, but then I realize, oops, that's the end of it. But no, that's not so bad. I mean that in a good way, of course.
Much love, Sid. Much love.
That's the good of it, I suppose. I'm maybe making bad references there. Anyway, we have now. We have 9 minutes left.
9 minutes.
Yeah. So, not to put you on the spot, but you're the poet here, man.
Yeah.
I
Well,
really,
I'm not a poet, Sid.
Well, of course,
just kidding. I'm just
of course,
I'm just kidding, brother.
You're just
I'm just kidding.
You're just
man.
you're the other one. No, I don't mean
Just
that. I
a
don't
clown, and just a clown.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Is that your poet number 2?
No, mad love.
Of course.
Before we end, okay, are we gonna do Janice, or are we gonna? What do you want, Sid? What do you want from us?
Well, he wants us to do something off the
Improv.
I want you to. Yeah, I want to see.
So that's what
Off the cuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
off the cuff. Totally.
Okay. Done. I'll play drums, and we'll get it in.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a couple. And Esteban's Rory. I've known him slightly longer.
Yes.
in the
How
short-
about no kind of let us go what we want to talk about?
He's gonna say some words.
Okay, my fault.
We're gonna rock the jig
My
band,
fault.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Just you know what?
If
You know what?
If it works, it works.
If it works, it
doesn't,
works. So
doesn't.
I should let you know, Rory.
Oh, it'll work.
I do this. Yeah, I'm sure. I do this a lot. So I put people on the spot all the time. They put me on the spot, but it's
Hey, good.
sort of. It's just for me. I just like to see where people are.
Real talk. So my question is after he goes,
Yeah.
you have to go. That's the only way we're doing this.
is that?
The only way the goods is doing this is if you improv after he improvs.
I was going to say was if I do that, that means you have to. You're going to have to sing a Beatles song. So
I will. Yeah.
my choice.
So
Yeah.
I think
No, I'll sing "Come Together" or "Helter Skelter." One of the two.
I think we figured out the end of this. We're rocking. I'll do my.
Okay,
verse.
so this is the end of the night. Mad love. Let's give the shout outs. Shout out to Rabble, Dutch, TFO crew, Gherkin, X, Scram Fam, everyone we love, Mama Wexler, all the Wexlers.
We're gonna let you do your plugs towards the end because you still have a little.
Oh well then, I'll be quiet.
And I think we're technically like the last. We're sort of technically the last show on the face of the earth tonight here in Q4 studio. So
This is it.
We can go on
This
a
is
little
it.
bit longer.
This is it.
It's okay. You're all
So let's go.
Can't hit something. Then. You said
All right, Australia and wombats.
Australian wombats. In the dream time before time, I know the way the wind would come through my wings and would flow. We walked on clouds and strove towards the sun, and It didn't matter because none of us had reason to fear anyone. We were like wombats swarmed together, and it didn't matter because we had become one with the weather. And here in this plain where things had never been as same as before, we walk between time and the dream time. 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 And I write cursive upon each curve of the earth. And I hug her sides as she screams and gives birth. And I hear like wombats in love.
The goods.
And Sid Yiddish, of course.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Much love, much
See?
love.
You see? You were able to do it.
Oh, I wasn't always able to do it. I just,
Yeah, I know.
I believe me, I know. I know how it works. I know how it works. You did a great job. Great job. You really did.
Y'all said wombats in love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all right. So,
I like that. I like that.
so now is your now is your promise, my friend.
Which one?
Come
Come
together.
come together.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna do.
Over me.
I can't do that. Can we just play unplugged? Can we play
sure,
one
sure,
more
sure.
song
Yeah, of
off
course,
the
of
record
course.
instead?
Of
I mean, I
course.
could go.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
come on,
Yeah,
flat
yeah.
top,
Okay,
he
okay,
comes.
okay,
Moving up
okay.
slowly.
I understand.
All right,
I understand. We want to hear unplug, and I do too.
All right.
But
You play a
Sid
beat.
joined in.
Fine, true. He's right. He's right. I gotta stand up to what I said I'd do. Who's gonna play the beat?
Seriously, Roy. If you,
I'll do both.
all right. It's up. All right.
One verse.
All right.
Marmalade. Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got juju eyeball, he won holy roller. He said, I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me. That's it.
That's great. That's fantastic. All right, we got folks. We got about 2 minutes left, and boy, they've
really done the gig here, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you, boys, for coming on. Now, before we leave tonight, plug anything you want.
Beautiful.
Good.
I'll be doing a show on the 20th. I'll be sharing one with Bill Tarlin at Jack's Tap, 901 West Jackson Avenue.
Okay.
Sign in 7:30, show at 8. Come on, get your book. Remember, if you're looking for the book of poetry, that is Things I Learned the Hard Way.
Things I learned the hard way.
Is there a,
Find me on
is there a cover?
Amazon.
Is there a cover for that? Cover for the
No
show?
cover.
Okay.
Just come on in and enjoy.
Okay. All right.
So you can find the book on Amazon, or you can find me for it. The new Goods album is out, Contaminated People. I think you shout out most of our shout outs, but I'm going to shout out one to Ma, one to the Roomies. You hit up Danger, you hit up X. I'm going to shout out to Wendy.
Yo, we get shout outs like this. Shout out to Sid Yiddish. Shout out to Esteban Colo. Shout out to Danger. Shout out to X. Shout out to Gherkin. Shout out to everyone that we're in love with. Shout out to the Scram fam. Shout out to Rabble. Shout out to Dutch. Shout out to the TFO crew. Shout out to everyone. Much love. The goods love you.
Alex
Please
Stilts,
relax.
Phil.
Alex Stilts, Filth, everybody that's helped us out. Mad love. Without y'all, we would not exist. We love you.
now is there any website, any kind of website?
Oh yeah. Just check out Facebook / We're the Goods.
That's WERE The Goods.
Yeah, you can download our brand new record on there for free.
Or anti-Facebook, you can find us on Reverb Nation.
Yes, yes, indeedy. I wrote graffiti on the bus.
All right, I want to thank you guys for coming in tonight.
Thank you, sir.
It's
And we're gonna. What are we gonna end this out with? Unplug off the record.
Yeah, so we're gonna play Unplugged.
Much love, Sid. Thank you.
You're welcome. And hey, it's no problem. And folks, remember, you've been listening to Make Art, Make Music, Make Love here on
Q4 Radio. That's AM 1710, Q4.org here in Chicago. It's your home for activism in the arts.
This has been program 30. This, is, of course, has been our last. This is our last program of the year. And folks, we will be back next year sometime. Just don't know when. We're going to bed for the moment. But listen, I want to wish all of you a very safe, healthy, happy New Year. Do not drink a whole heck of a lot unless you're at home. And that goes for you too, Justin Kaufman. Do not drink any. Do not drink any. No Foster beer for you, sir. So anyway, this is Unplug. And again, you've been listening to Make Art, Make Music, Make Love here on Q4 Radio.